Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial series. In this tutorial series, we'll be continuing to look at distributed systems. In this, we'll be looking at Azure Service Fabric. Azure Service Fabric is a platform as a service for building internet scale, high throughput, low latency microservices. So for those who don't know, a microservice is a very small service that usually just has one responsibility. So it's just responsible for performing one action, say processing one type of transaction or providing an API. And using microservices allows us to split our application to achieve high availability, reliability, and scalability. Service Fabric gives us a lot of help with this and allows us to easily replicate, which means running multiple instances of the same service at once, partition, which means having different instances of the same service handle different subsets of our data. And by replicating and partitioning our services, we're able to achieve the high availability, reliability, and scalability that is often demanded of today's modern applications that are always on, distributed, and need to be very scalable for loads that change from time to time. So in our previous tutorial series, we talked a lot about Apache Cassandra, which is a distributed database. Now, Service Fabric is not really a distributed database. It's more of a distributed application framework. And these work very well with distributed databases to achieve an application that's end-to-end, very scalable and very reliable. And Service Fabric helps us to solve many of the problems that are commonly associated with these large-scale distributed systems. So things like container orchestration, failure detection, and reliable message delivery are all handled internally by the Service Fabric platform, and we can just focus on building the business logic that our application needs. So we can see on the Service Fabric homepage here that, as we said, Azure Service Fabric allows us to build and operate always-on scalable distributed applications, and it allows us to simplify the development of our microservices and orchestrate our containers. And unlike many of the Microsoft products of the past, Service Fabric is both open source, so there's actually a GitHub that's actively contributed to by both Microsoft and the open source community. So we can actually see that here, and if we want, we can go and we can look into the source code of Service Fabric. We can look at all the different files that are there, and if we want to get a deep dive into how Service Fabric is actually built, we can look at that here. And also Service Fabric can run anywhere, so it runs on both Windows and Linux. It can run on-premise or in other clouds, so we can actually boot up a Service Fabric cluster in AWS or in Google Cloud Platform, not just Microsoft Azure. So just like many other distributed systems, Service Fabric scales very well, so we can scale out to thousands of machines. So this can allow us to handle huge load and huge throughput on our system. So who uses Service Fabric? Obviously, Microsoft uses Service Fabric to power a lot of their applications that are used widely. So for instance, Cosmos DB, Skype, Event Hubs, Bing, and Cortana are all powered under the hood by Azure Service Fabric. And it's also used by a wide variety of other companies, other big companies like we can see here on the Service Fabric website, like BMW, Schneider Electric, Honeywell, KPMG, and a host of other big and small companies throughout the world. Apart from getting a job in one of these companies, why would a developer want to learn about Azure Service Fabric? So if we can look at this Medium post, which has information here from LinkedIn survey, we can see that cloud and distributed computing skills top the salary scale for the most in-demand skills of 2018. So this includes things like Service Fabric, Kubernetes, or anything that's kind of deployed on the cloud and is related to distributed systems. This is obviously a very in-demand skill, so it's a skill a lot of employers are looking for, and it's a skill that a lot of new applications demand. So in this tutorial, we'll look at both. So as we said, Service Fabric provides both container orchestration ability similar to something like Kubernetes, but also comes with a built-in programming model which helps developers quickly develop distributed applications. The programming model allows us to develop stateful and stateless services, as well as APIs and services built on the actor model. And we'll go through each of these types of services in this tutorial series, as well as looking how to run independent containers using Docker on the Service Fabric cluster. This tutorial will assume the user has some knowledge of C# as well as Azure, but in-depth knowledge is not required. And we'll be using C#, Azure, and Visual Studio 2019 predominantly. We'll also set up a multi-node cluster in the cloud and develop CI/CD pipelines to automate our deployment. In addition, we'll also look at how Service Fabric works with some other programming languages like Node.js or Python, and how it can run on other operating systems like Linux. So in the next video, we're going to look at how to install and set up Service Fabric cluster locally on a Windows machine. So thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please keep watching and subscribe to the channel.